that same guy you got pregnant for write a song like Cry Me a River?
Do I see Justin Timberlake addressing any of this? No, I don't. But Britney felt Justin was the love of her life when they were together.
This bombshell really had my head spinning.
Quote, "It is finally time for me to raise my voice and speak out."
Justin Timberlake and his team of lawyers are trying to figure out what to do because Britney Spears' book is coming out and it's not looking good for Justin. There are so many terrible headlines about him as Britney's boyfriend and things that he forced her to do against her will. So let's get into it. Britney Spears is about to release her memoir, and everyone who's crossed her should be scared, especially Justin Timberlake. And it all makes sense now because early on when she announced that this book was coming out, he actually sent her cease and desist letters and tried to make sure that he wasn't going to be mentioned in the book. But this time she's telling her story, and her story involves him taking advantage of her time and time again.
According to Britney Spears' memoir, she was pregnant with Justin Timberlake's baby back in the year 2000, but both of them agreed to have an abortion.
Britney the Stan on Twitter wrote, Britney Spears said that she felt very exploited after Justin Timberlake talked about her virginity and then forced her to get rid of their child. Now there's going to be a lot we're going to talk about from this book, but in this video I want to focus on Justin Timberlake.
Quote, "It is finally time for me to raise my voice and speak out, and my fans deserve to hear it directly from me. No more conspiracy, no more lies, just me owning my past, present, and future."
And really the headlines are in his favor because they're all calling him out for pressuring Britney to get rid of their baby even though she didn't want to, all because he didn't want to be a father. This is obviously huge news and it's been a secret for a very long time. So Britney's letting go of this and Justin has to pretty much answer for what she's written. Reports write that Britney Spears is sharing a painful experience that she's kept private for 20 years. In her upcoming memoir, she reveals that when she dated Justin Timberlake, they got pregnant and she had to get rid of it. Quote, "It was a surprise, but for me, it wasn't a tragedy. I loved Justin so much. I always expected us to have a family together one day. This would just be earlier than I anticipated." But Justin definitely wasn't happy about the pregnancy. He said we weren't ready to have a baby in our lives and that we were way too young. He's got a point there. They are very young. They were at the beginning of their careers, but at the same time, he wasn't taking into account how she felt. And she says that if it had been left up to me alone, I never would have done it. And yet Justin was so sure that he didn't want to be a father.
But Britney felt Justin was the love of her life when they were together, and around late 2000s, she learned she was pregnant. She says in the book that she was raised not to get an abortion. Part of that was being religious, and the other part was just what she learned from her family.
This honestly gives some context to their relationship because I do believe Britney was in fact in love with Justin, but I thought that Justin maybe had another motive behind the scenes. Maybe he wanted to build his celebrity off of her, and really he didn't want to start a family with this woman because he was just using her as a career boost. Now knowing this, it's even more heartbreaking to look back at Britney's old videos like this one every time where you can see she's in the hospital. It's about her and Justin's breakup. There's this baby scene and then she's like dying in the tub. It's a really tragic video, and now we can kind of see why she used this imagery to put out her message. It really was a message to Justin. There are even clips online where Britney is seen very emotional trying to record this song because it is so much to unpack. So while Britney released this powerful piece titled Every Time, Justin releases Cry Me a River. While Britney was grieving the loss of their baby, he decides to set up Britney to look like she's a cheater, and he even used a lookalike in his video. So I can't imagine how Britney was feeling when she saw that he stooped to this level. One person wrote, "Wait, so let me get this straight. Justin Timberlake went on a press tour dragging Britney's name through the mud and bragging about taking her virginity while Britney was carrying his baby. baby. He sounds like an absolute monster. I can't imagine him feeling good about this, and it's probably why he tried to silence her before she even written the book, because he didn't want this to be exposed. Britney writes about her experience in this book, saying, "To this day, it's one of the most agonizing things I've ever experienced in my life." I'm glad we're getting a better look at their relationship, because I do think that this moment was one of those that really led to Britney having her full-on breakdown.
It was so serious. Britney wanted to marry Justin. We already know that, but that obviously did not work out. Apparently, their decision to have an abortion has haunted Britney Spears for years, something she spoke about in private.
I mean, keep in mind, when those documentaries came out about the Free Britney movement, we heard about Justin, and he actually received some backlash for how he treated her back then. For example, framing Britney Spears included a re-examination of the world's reaction to their breakup, which was framed in the media as Britney's fault, partly because of the music video that Justin put out implied that she had been cheating. Without going into detail, Justin actually apologized to Britney in an Instagram post when all this came out. But to be honest, when it comes to this latest news, I don't know how he's going to apologize. I don't think it's going to be just an Instagram post. But throwback, he actually did acknowledge that he failed Britney Spears. He also included Janet Jackson, but he said that he did care and respect these women, and he knows that he failed. Back when Justin issued this apology, people were forgiving of him, but this latest news is so bad, I don't know how he's gonna get out of this, especially when it comes to this procedure that he had allegedly forced upon her, because he has expressed pro-choice before in the past, and it doesn't seem like Britney really had a choice in their relationship. He and his wife, Jessica Biel, actually took a big stance when it came to the bans that were going on this procedure, speaking out against them and advocating for a woman's right. If he really cared about a woman's choice, then he probably would have heard out Britney Spears even further. But back then, back at that time, I think his only concern was his image and his career. And looking at where their careers have gone, I really do think that Britney was this nice, sweet person who operated in good faith. And that's why she's been essentially screwed over, while Justin has been able to just get on by this entire time without any problems until now. A representative for Justin Timberlake did not immediately respond to the media's request for a comment, so he's trying to keep his mouth shut.
Now I understand why everybody is running around. I'm sure Justin's camp is probably doing major damage control right now, but it's so very interesting. Everybody's waiting to see this book, but this book originally was supposed to be 320 pages. The final book is only 288 pages. And I'll tell you, as a person who's published a book, they always want more. They're like, actually, we want you to write another chapter. So the fact that they've taken away pages, this is just making me think, well, if this made the book, what didn't make the book?
But if you guys know Britney Spears' fans, they will not back down. So I want to hear how he's going to handle the backlash, because his media team are trying to put out fake articles of him and his children and his wife together to distract the news, but no one is distracted from this. Let's go ahead and open this letter from Eric. It actually looks like this letter's from February 2022. So let's go ahead and see what they sent. I'm sorry that it got to me so late. Dear Sloan, my name is Eric and I am 28 years old and I am from Georgia. I missed life before the coronavirus. Oh, it was so hard. I totally get it. You have been on YouTube for over 10 years and you have been uploading, to creating playlists, to subscribing to others. I wrote this letter because I'm a really big fan of what you do on YouTube. You're one of my favorite YouTubers. You're the absolute best. Oh, thank you. So please keep making your videos however you want to make them. Oh, that's so sweet. It actually looks like you sent me a bunch of video ideas as well, and your email. Thank you so much. And oh my gosh, look at these video ideas. Wow. Okay, so there's a ton right here. So many. Oh my gosh, I love these. I've actually had a few of you guys send me a bunch of video ideas, and I've used so many of them. So I can't wait to check off this list. Okay, we got Big Joel. I don't know who that is. Ice Cube. Cute. There's a lot for me to do here. I mean, there's a lot of content to create. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your letter, Eric. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you guys in a new video soon. Bye, guys.